Hello, friends and lovers. Welcome back to Hades. We're going to take out the aspect of Beowulf. We're going to do something, I guess, mildly goofy here. We're going to actually go for Zeus's cast on Beowulf, which is kind of considered bad, terrible, maybe even is the word, but could be good in the long term. We're going to show it off. We're going to try. And, we all had so many nice things to say about the previous more speedrunny type run. I figured I'd kind of ask the question and do a similar thing here. So here's our mirror setup, where instead of playing at like 32 heat like I have been, maybe we'll just play at like 15 and just make it go a little bit faster. You know, it's not going to be an actual speed run, but, you know, just kind of, you know, probably won't take so long to complete the run. I don't know. What would you rather see? So the videos would be a little bit shorter, no doubt, or at least I would assume so. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But, you know, there won't be as much of a challenge, I guess. Not that, like, you see me lose very often, but it does happen from time to time. I don't know. What would you rather see? Just like, I mean, this is probably borderline a guaranteed win. You know? This is a good time to kind of try it out with only 15 heat because this could go very badly, honestly. So Thunderflare, your cast causes a lightning bolt to strike nearby foes. So this is not great, typically, because the AoE, if it even has AoE, it kind of doesn't, is kind of bad. And it doesn't scale up with other things that usually affect cast damage. It only scales up with things that affect lightning or bolt damage. So you need a lot more Zeus boons, in other words, to make this work. Mirage Shot is also nowhere near as good when using Thunder Flare. In fact, I'm not even positive that it works. But yeah, we're gonna load those casts. We're gonna see how we do something a bit different here. We have done this before, but I can't really remember exactly. It's been a very, very long time. If I remember right, it can be good, but probably won't be. We still want to palm it, but it's just not as important as with a normal Beowulf run to palm the cast in this particular instance. What's going to be most important is just trying to get more Zeus boons. So every opportunity that we get, essentially. But yeah, let me know, what would you rather see? I can't promise they're going to be much faster. I mean, we're just going to take the things that are strongest here. So Charge Shot is absolutely amazing, especially with Beowulf. It's just incredibly strong. Gives you range, and it penetrates through shields, which it does not. Well, it says it's a piercing shot, but it kind of doesn't specifically say that. And its 80 damage is also incredibly high. Those are not Zeus. That's the main thing. I will do anything for more Zeus right now. Anything. Anything. So now Charge Shot is probably going to steal the show for a bit. Not that Zeus had much to say there. Yeah, I think we just take an epic attack here, honestly. Take some rolls. Take some rolls. I don't know. How do you all play games? Do you prefer to play on a difficulty where it's like you're just having a good time and you're just experiencing the game? Do you like to push yourself and maybe it takes multiple tries to do things, you know? I mean, I don't know. I think I'm the kind of guy, it just really depends on the game, probably, more than anything. But let's say if I'm facing a boss in a game, if I do it first try, like, I'm proud of myself, but I might not really treasure the experience as much. Potentially. Is this really even worth getting? This is honestly better, probably better at the moment. We probably don't even need to buy it, though. You know, like, we don't need it. But it is fun. Woo! Could have bought both, but I kind of wanted to save money. Now this is interesting because we have a Chaos Gate. We'll keep doing Thunder Flare, obviously. And we didn't get Zeus here. It could begin to set us up for Mirage Shot. If there were Zeus here, I'd probably skip the Chaos Gate. If the shop was here, I'd probably skip the Chaos Gate in case we get more Zeus there too. You know what I mean? We got cast damage. Yeah, I kind of don't know exactly how this works. Bolt damage 108. Maybe I can remember to take a look. Hey, there we go. Track our cast damage. And then right before the chaos gets activated, right? So we really need Jolted, and we really need Double Strike. Oh my god, yes. I kind of forgot that Double Strike is activated, meaning that you can see it, when you have Thunder Flare. If you have Electric Shot, which is the other Zeus cast boon when you're not using Beowulf, Double Strike is not possible to see because that performs Chain Lightning instead of a Lightning Strike. That is one big piece of the puzzle already down. And I think you might want to just palm Double Strike now, but I'm not positive either. Oh dear God, the bombs. Difficulty is very hard. I mean, I talk about this a lot on stream and probably therefore in these videos, you know what I mean? Difficulty is very hard to get right in games. And Hades is an interesting one because it's a modular difficulty, but you don't have to do any of it in order to experience practically everything in the game apart from the silly statues from Skelly, right? Like, you get to see everything that there is in the game without upping the difficulty even once. So they were pretty confident that they had a rather challenging game already. I kind of want to... I saw 119 on the cast damage there. Now, there's probably a lot of other factors. Okay, these bombs just have my number today. I was trying to be careful. More Double Strike. So 119 was the number we saw. No Demeter. We will buy Artemis for sure. Do we really want to go for activating Mirage Shot? I guess we could. This also gives us a potential deadly reversal, which would be interesting, I guess. So I guess, yeah, we'll put on Poseidon's Keepsake after this. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it worth it since we already had Double Strike. Oh, wait, I got to pay attention. So one cast. I saw like 120 something. I don't know. I don't know what to think. Woo! All right. Thunder Flare, let's go. The only other really big piece to this that you'd want is Jolted. Jolted is a incredibly strong boon, possibly one of the strongest tier 2 boons in the game from Zeus. It's just really easy to activate and keep applying to enemies, and it's just like a very large amount of damage, you know? You see, like, it's very rare that if that boon appears on a boon window that you would not take it. It's very rare, honestly. We could get the Zeus Legendary now, by the way. So an extra cast would be helpful. Screw it, let's do it. I missed a gold pot. Tally a mistake. More random cast damage. I think I'm gonna roll it though. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. Oh man, rip the speedrun style. Eurydice is good here though. Palms are kind of funny. Palms are kind of funny here. It's guaranteed to hit the cast. It's guaranteed to hit Double Strike. Refreshing Nectar, if we took that, would affect our next Poseidon boon. It might help us get Mirage Shot. It might help us get Deadly Reversal. It might help us increase the rarity of Jolted. I'm gonna do Palms though. Level 4 Double Strike already. It's a pretty strong palm, I think, there. Alright, so we're gonna get a lot of enemies, by the way. This would not be worth it if you were trying to go fast, not even like a little bit. You never take plus 76%, and you never even take like whatever the lowest number of plus enemies is. Come on, baby. Come on. I haven't always been this way, but, you know, probably because I play video games for the people now, you know, for the people, with the people, by the people, etc. I tend to play on the highest difficulty or one of the highest difficulties of just, you know, general games. Best way I can describe it. 233, huh? Double Strike is funnier though, right? If I can hit it. Aha! 60%. Okay, that's probably enough. I did think about Artemis. You could start skewing towards legendary. We could have gotten the deadly reversal at that point in time too, right? Bonk. Oh, I didn't kill the last witch. Boo. So I guess the dash here. Thank you. Now Mirage Shot is possible to get seen. I don't really want to do an Arab escape. But yeah, sometimes if you go and read like the negative reviews of Hades, a lot of them will say the game is too difficult, it's too grindy, and sometimes difficult is usually, I think I can understand why that happens, because I think I saw the term sponge used very often in the negative reviews, because they probably only got a few hours in and did not get a lot of the upgrades from the Mirror of Night, right? And therefore, come on game. And therefore, and aspect is a really big one too. And therefore, I just felt like everything took forever, probably. Let's go for boons now. See if we can get some of these dual boons we're wanting. I can definitely see that. The beginning of Hades, when you don't know that much about it, can be rough. Woo-woo. I can use this. There's Jolted. I don't think we gamble here, really. I don't think it's worth it. The point is that we got it. Woo! All right. Zeus's legendary is still on the table too. This could be pretty silly with all the different moving parts potentially. I can't remember if Mirage Shot works or not. Good night. Whoa. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. There's a big debate around, whenever you bring up game difficulty, people inevitably bring up games like Dark Souls as an example of a quote-unquote well-balanced game. And I can't help but think like, but I just don't think that's a good example of that. Personally, I love Dark Souls. I've loved every game made by From Software that I have played. And I thoroughly enjoy it, and I like a lot of different aspects of it. But I don't think difficulty comes to mind as like the one of the things that they do necessarily incredibly well. Typically, I can't help but feel like when you play a Dark Souls game, it's like a lot of people say, oh, it's not a hard game if you know the cheeses. Well, how are you gonna know the cheeses? So basically the advice to play the game well is to look it all up ahead of time, is the way it sounds. Are we selling anything? No. In order to make the game easy, I guess you could say, is to play the game a ton and figure out a lot of the different like obscure strategies that, you know, like you can't feasibly figure out on your own. I do think the games are mostly fair. I mean, there are obviously some really big pain points in there where it's just straight up stupid, but I do think they are mostly fair, especially the later entries. So the question is Hades fair? Well, I mean, Hades as a roguelike, you know, there's an element of just grindiness that is just present, very, very, very present, you know. We all know that it's possible to beat the game without grinding, but that probably means that you had to grind playing the game in order to get that good. This is not something that you just accidentally do, you know what I mean? You can beat the game, you can beat the game without any medical progression. It is possible. I think I do Artemis over Chaos here. There's a lot of chaos in this run. It's possible to beat the game on the first run, the second run, the third run. These are all possible. But that's just a very different thing. Whew. That's more difficult than almost anything I've done in the game myself. I don't think we go for her legendary. Come on. What? Okay, I guess we're going for her legendary. We don't need any of that. That was baloney, by the way. Come on, give me more boons. We don't need any more hammers here. Come on, Artemis. Come on. I think she has like 3 duo boons available. There we go. I'm pretty sure, right? Deadly Reversal, Lightning Rod, and Mirage Shot. Jeez. All right, do it again. Do it again, baby. We're finally over that curse. Lovely. Good night. And thank you. Do we roll or do we actually go for the legendary? I'll actually go for the legendary. This is getting pretty silly. I guess we'll finally take Hermes here. Dum bum bum dum. Now Hades has an awful lot of knowledge gating where you probably won't really know. You can't just make up for your lack of knowledge of the game by playing like frame perfect necessarily. You kind of need to know and figure out some of the good combinations of the game. I personally think that Hades is somewhere, it's probably one of the better games for being somewhere in the middle where it requires a certain amount of precision and hand-eye coordination, but also a good amount of knowledge about the game too to play it really well. It's probably one of the closest games I've played that's like 50-50, you know? I don't think it's actually 50-50, but it's definitely one of the closer ones. I don't think I'm gonna roll for the combo here. There's too many other fun things I think I want to go for. For boons first. I think we can do without that. Could palm jolted. Yeah, I guess so. I guess we'll try the cast or double strike still. I kind of think if you know what to take at any point in time, I think that the hand-eye coordination bit goes down quite a lot. Like you just don't need a lot. I mean, look at us here. You know what I mean? I don't know, PP? Not good doors for us. What can you do, though? I mean, we beat the game blindfolded. It was mostly about knowledge, right? It's about knowledge. So you have, like, on one end of the spectrum, you got the card games that require 0 coordination, right? Like, you don't actually have to react. There's no, you know, hand-eye coordination involved in playing a card game like, say, Slay the Spire, right? It's all about knowledge and just how you do that. The decisions you make and how you're gonna, you know, plan for the future, etc., etc. On the opposite end of the spectrum, what do you got? What's on the opposite end of the spectrum that requires essentially no knowledge, but all hand-eye coordination? Huh. Well, I guess everything is going to require some amount of knowledge, no matter what way you look at it. But I guess what has the most? Good question. Where it matters the most. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have a good answer to this. Pong? Maybe I got to think of a modern game for this example, though. Okay, here we go. Legendary coming in. Come on, Zeus. Come on, Zeus. Show me that legendary. Damn. High voltage isn't that good. Let's roll it. Damn. Yeah, you kind of got to take the call now. We tried. 2 legendaries on the table. Lightning Rod could have appeared there too. Oh, apparently we like kind of interrupted that. Come here, Minotaur. 1. Woo! All that lightning, baby. All that lightning. Maybe it is something like Pong. What about those games that just, they test your reaction time? I don't even know any of them. What's in here? Not much. 2 mags. I guess you still go for it. That's not gonna do anything. I'll take that just in case. I assume we don't need the death defiant. When you look at the top selling roguelike games out there, so you got like Hades, Risk of Rain 2, you know, Dead Cells, I think Dead Cells actually, I always felt like Dead Cells had a lot of hand-eye coordination involved with it, like a lot of reaction time. Your reaction time is very tested in that game, I always felt. All right, please, please, please. No dice. No dice. But what about on this door? Okay, Artemis Legendary guaranteed now, right? It's not actually guaranteed, but... So you got Dead Cells, you got Risk of Rain 2, you got Hades, you got Binding of Isaac. You know, those are probably the top ones that come to my mind. And they all have a good balance, it seems, of coordination versus knowledge, right? Because you want players who are strong at one thing and maybe not as strong at the other thing, right? You know, to feel like there's ways to make up for either the lack of knowledge or the lack of coordination. Which makes sense, you know, you want people to feel like they can make up for one thing with something else. God, dang it. None of the legendaries. We tried. Big money, here we go. We tried, oh how we tried. I didn't have like the increased duo chance on. Because I didn't think that we'd get so many things lining up for so many different duos. You kind of just want higher rarity Jolted and Double Strike and Cast for something like this, for sure. Armor damage. Not particularly good. Okay. I guess Isaac is probably lower for reaction time, I would guess. Risk of Rain 2 feels like incredibly high. If you look at like a lot of FPS games, Gunfire Reborn, great game, love it. But that requires a lot more hand-eye stuff, I feel. Let's go for the cast. I don't know if that's actually the right way to go. Kind of doesn't matter here. Let's finish it. So this was goofy, I gotta say. This came together pretty well, but this is sort of an average 15 heat run. When you don't have to think about either selling a boon because of Underworld Customs or boons don't cost too much, you know, this is going to be what happens. I'll never get accustomed to the breeze. Difficulty's hard to do. I think in Hades 2, they're probably going to do the same thing. I mean, Supergiant Games always does the modular difficulties for their games. Ever since their first game, that's what they've done, really. So it would be strange if they did it again. There are some things that would probably take a long time for me to explain at this point in the run that I'm hoping are going to be a little bit different. It's not the end of the world if they're not, though. I would love to see, they probably have statistics about people, like, the number of people who have cleared the game and gotten to the credits. And then what percentage of those people have gone on to increase the heat at all. Now, they try to incentivize it by giving you Titan blood to increase the heat, right? But you certainly don't have to. And for most people, the game probably ends at the credits, right? And not the epilogue. Whew! Look at all that lightning, baby. Well, that worked. Remember how I said, like, oh yeah, this just might not work? Oh, it worked. Level 5 or 6 double strike pretty early on. I'd say that it worked. We got Charge Shot, we got Mirage Shot. Shazam. Shazam. Where the heck are all the things that it's highlighting? Get Beowulf out of there. Jolted was there. It never got any palms and it was only 60, so not that big of a deal. We got some juicy stuff from Chaos, actually. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. What's already on the board here. Those were the important bits, but I mean, there was a lot of little things too that went on. Man, that was fun. That's actually a pretty cool run. I mean, if you want to have a good run with Beowulf, you probably don't want to do this if you're if you haven't done it all already with Beowulf, just because it's very risky. Like, if we didn't get that double strike, I might be sitting here complaining for an extra 20 minutes. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. Oh, wait, here, let me catch you your fish. You can't tell, but I'm closing my eyes right now. The controller vibrates when it's time. Not, it has to vibrate like a lot, though. You know what I mean? Not a little bit. There we go. It's a base. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.